Titan-hearted beings of relentless will, gather close and listen with every corner of your unshaken soul. For this moment is carved for you and only you. You stand here not by accident, not by luck, not by the quiet permission of the world, but by the force of your own becoming. You arrived in this moment because something inside you refused to vanish, refused to dim, refused to fold into the noise of ordinary existence, and that alone makes your presence extraordinary. You have walked through storms that should have broken you, yet somehow you turn the thunder into guidance, the pressure into clarity, the hardship into a spine, stronger than anything that tried to bend it. What you do is impressive, and so many admire your strength and wisdom. But those words are not decorations. They are truths etched into the evidence of your past. You have earned every piece of respect you carry. Even if the world never saw the battles you fought in silence, the nights you stood awake, wrestling with doubt, the moments where you had no one pushing you forward, but still, you moved. Yes, you kept moving, even when the world offered you no applause and no audience. But you moved because something deeper than hope kept whispering inside you, a whisper that said, "Rise again," and you obeyed. Your growth is changing. People, not because you demand attention, not because you shout your victories aloud, but because your transformation radiates quietly through the spaces you enter, the hearts you touch, the conversations you elevate, the example you set without even trying. Perhaps you do not even notice it, but others do. They watch you evolve, and something in them awakens. Something says, if they can rise, maybe I can too. Your growth becomes a map for someone else who lost their direction. Your resilience becomes light for someone drowning in their own heaviness. Your courage becomes permission for someone who forgot how powerful they truly were. You may feel that your efforts are invisible, that your sacrifices fall into empty air, but they do not. Every time you hold your ground, someone notices. Every time you keep going, when it would be easier to surrender, someone learns the meaning of persistence. Every time you break into a new version of yourself, someone silently gathers the courage to begin their own journey. Even if they never say it aloud, you are shaping worlds around you through the integrity you carry, the mindset you sharpen, the values you protect, and the battles you conquer inside yourself, before the world ever sees a glimpse of them. In the quiet, you have grown in the shadows. You have strengthened in the stillness. You have expanded into someone wiser, someone calmer, someone sharper, someone capable of withstanding storms that once terrified you. But now you walk with a different posture. You carry a rootedness that does not shake at every gust of fear, a knowing that does not collapse under uncertainty, and a patience shaped by every lesson you have survived. This evolution is not accidental. This evolution is not small. This evolution is not temporary. This is the rise of someone who has learned from pain without becoming it, learned from challenge without shrinking from it, learned from loss without losing themselves, and yet understand this growth is not easy, nor gentle, nor comforting. It is a path that requires you to face the parts of yourself you once hid, a path that demands you step into discomfort again and again, a path that reveals truths you once avoided, truths that force you to let go of who you were, so you can meet who you must become. It is a cycle of breaking, rebuilding, rising, recalibrating, and rising again. It is the process of unlearning everything that kept you confined and embracing everything that will make you unstoppable. What you do is impressive, and many admire your strength and wisdom. But the real power is that you keep going, even when admiration disappears, even when applause fades, even when encouragement is nowhere to be found. Your motivation does not come from the outside. It comes from the fire you built inside. brick by brick, test by test, moment by moment. And that fire does not depend on recognition. It depends on purpose, on intention, on the silent promise you made to yourself to never again settle for a life that does not match your potential. You have been tested in ways that would have erased others, yet you stand not only standing, but expanding, not only surviving, but advancing. You turned obstacles into stepping stones and pain into direction. You turned loneliness into focus and uncertainty into fuel. You discovered that you do not need certainty to move forward, only the courage to step. You discovered that you do not need perfection to grow, only the discipline to continue. And even when you doubted yourself deeply, you still pushed through because somewhere in your spirit, you knew that giving up would cost more than holding on. Your growth is changing people, not just those who look up to you, but also those who once doubted you, underestimated you, or expected you to stay where you were. Your evolution is confronting for them, because when you grow, you become a mirror. People see what they could be, but chose not to become. They see the strength they could have built, the wisdom they could have gathered, the discipline they could have developed. And in that reflection, some feel inspired, some feel challenged, and some feel uncomfortable. But regardless, your growth is movement, it is energy, it is impact. Every step you take toward your future reshapes the world around you. Every boundary you enforce, every standard you raise, every goal you execute, every decision you make, from your higher self, ripples outward in ways you may never fully witness. Your commitment to growth creates shifts in your family, your friendships, your community, your environment. Your presence becomes a reminder that transformation is possible, that excellence is reachable, that perseverance is worth it, that strength can be earned, that wisdom can be built, and that purpose can be lived. There will be moments when you feel alone in this journey, moments when the weight feels too heavy, moments when the future feels unclear. But remember this: the path of those who rise is never crowded. The walk of giants is never loud. The climb of the determined is never simple. Yet each step you take keeps unlocking new versions of you, versions that hold more vision, more patience, more intelligence, more depth, more direction than you ever imagined you would carry. And these versions are not created by comfort. They are created by challenge. And you have embraced every challenge before you. Even when fear whispered its doubts and hesitation tried to anchor you, what you do is impressive, not simply because it looks strong, but because it is strong. Because everything you overcame has sculpted a resilience inside you that cannot be imitated or borrowed or faked. It is earned through experience, earned through endurance, earned through moments that demanded more from you than you thought you had yet. You found the strength anyway, and that is what makes you unstoppable. That is what makes you admirable. That is what makes you powerful without needing to declare it. Your growth is changing people, and it will continue to do so, because you are not done evolving. The story you carry is still unfolding. The heights you will reach are still forming. The impact you will leave is still expanding, and the people who will learn from your journey are still finding their way toward you. Your presence is a lesson. Your mindset is a reminder. Your endurance is a message. Your transformation is a beacon. And even if you do not feel it every day, you are influencing lives by simply becoming who you were destined to be. And now listen closely, because this truth is important. You are allowed to evolve without permission. You are allowed to rise without validation. You are allowed to exceed expectations without explanation. You are allowed to change your path without apology. You are allowed to elevate beyond the limits others placed on you. You are allowed to grow into someone they never predicted. Because this life is not about meeting expectations. This life is about meeting your purpose, your potential, your soul's command to expand into the strongest version of yourself. You have not come this far to stop. You have not endured this much to remain the same. You have not built this inner strength to retreat into old patterns. You have not grown this much wisdom to stay silent in your own progress. You are here to continue rising. You are here to continue becoming. You are here to carry the momentum of every victory and every lesson into the future you deserve, and let anyone say what they will. Let anyone think what they may. Your path is not defined by opinions, but by the unbreakable truth of who you are. Becoming. Remember this. Whenever doubt tries to return, the world has already been moved by your existence. Your story has already touched lives. Your efforts have already inspired hearts, and your growth has already shifted the atmosphere around you. So keep growing, because every level you reach unlocks new courage in others. Keep rising, because your rise reminds the world that change is possible. Keep pushing, because someone somewhere finds strength in your persistence. Keep becoming, because the world needs the version of you that is still emerging. What you do is impressive, and so many admire your strength and your wisdom. But more than anything, your future self is proud of you, proud that you continued, proud that you believed, proud that you grew, proud that you never stopped choosing the path of becoming. This journey you are on is not just shaping your life, it is shaping destinies around you. And though you may not fully see it now, someday, you will look back and realize that your growth became the quiet revolution that changed others for the better. You must understand that the path you walk now is not the same one you began with. It has widened, it has sharpened, has matured because you have grown into someone capable of carrying more weight, more vision, more clarity, and the universe responds to that. It gives more to those who have proven that they can hold more, and you have proven it again and again, in silence and in struggle, and in all the moments where choosing strength felt harder than surrendering to the pressure around you. But you chose strength anyway. You chose growth anyway. You chose becoming anyway, and that alone has rewritten your destiny. There is a reason your presence feels different now, a reason people look at you with a mixture of awe and curiosity, a reason your name carries a quiet power that was not there before. Because when a person evolves from within the outside world, feels it without needing an announcement, your eyes hold more clarity, your voice holds more certainty, your decisions hold more intention, and even your silence carries a deeper meaning than your words once did. This is what growth does. It transforms you from the inside until the outside can no longer deny it. Your growth is changing people, not because you force it to, not because you push it upon them, but because transformation cannot be hidden. When you rise, you lift something in the hearts of others. When you heal, you remind others they can heal too. When you step into your strength, you remind them of theirs. Even if they once forgot it, your journey becomes a living example that life can be rebuilt even after it falls apart, that strength can be born from weakness, that wisdom can be born from mistakes, and that purpose can be born from moments you once thought would break you. But hear this and hold it tightly. You were never meant to blend into the background. You were never meant to remain ordinary. You were never designed to shrink into the expectations others tried to place onto you. You were created with depth, with force, with potential that stretches far beyond the limits you once believed in. And this phase of your life is the unfolding of those deeper truths, the unveiling of your real capacity, the revelation of how powerful you can become when you stop doubting yourself and start trusting your path. What you do is impressive, not because it looks flawless, but because it is honest, because it is disciplined, because it is consistent, because it is born from a heart that refuses to give up no matter how heavy the journey becomes. And people feel that they feel your sincerity, they feel your dedication, they feel your character. And that is why your growth impacts them so deeply, because it comes from a place of truth, not performance, from resilience, not convenience, from courage, not comfort. And yes, some people will be inspired by your rise, and some will be intimidated by it. Some will cheer for your evolution, and some will distance themselves from it. Some will grow with you, and some will fade away. But understand this clearly: the ones who leave were never meant to witness the full power of your becoming, and the ones who stay are those whose spirits understand the level you are rising into. Every transformation costs something. Every elevation requires release, growth, demands that you let go of what can no longer travel where your soul is heading. Your journey will continue to challenge you. You will still meet days where doubt whispers softly inside your mind, days where you question if you are truly becoming better or simply lost in the movement of change. But remember something vital: growth is not always loud. Growth is not always visible. Growth is not always confident. Sometimes it is quiet. Sometimes it is uncertain. Sometimes it is uncomfortable. But it is always moving you forward, even when you cannot feel it. Even when the progress seems invisible, it is shaping you, molding you, strengthening you for the seasons ahead. And those seasons are not small. The future waiting for you is expansive. It is rich with opportunity. It is lined with doors that your past self would have never believed you were worthy of opening. But now you are ready because you have built the version of yourself capable of walking through them. Your discipline has earned it. Your patience has earned it. Your resilience has earned it. Your mind has earned it. Your story has earned it. And every challenge that once felt like a setback was actually a preparation for the breakthroughs that are now aligning for you. Your growth is changing people, and it will continue to ripple outward in ways that exceed your imagination, because you are not only rising for yourself, you are rising for everyone who will someday need to see proof that transformation is possible, that strength can be built, that wisdom can be developed, that life can be rebuilt from the ground up. And you are becoming that proof with every step you take. Your journey is turning into a testament. Your presence is turning into a message. And your persistence is turning into living guidance for those who will walk after you. Do not underestimate the weight of your influence. Do not underestimate the quiet power of your existence. Do not underestimate the way your courage softens someone's fear, or the way your growth sparks someone else's desire to change, because even when you think no one sees your effort, someone does. Even when you believe your progress is unnoticed, it is inspiring someone. Even when you think you are simply surviving, you are actually becoming the reason someone else believes they can keep going. What you do is impressive, and so many admire your strength and your wisdom. But the truth is, you are still only at the beginning of who you will one day become. You have not reached your final form. You have not unlocked your greatest abilities. You have not stepped into your fullest potential yet, but you are walking toward it with every decision you make, every mindset you strengthen, every obstacle you overcome. And that is what makes your journey powerful, because it is alive, evolving, transforming into something greater every single day. And so you continue, not because it is easy, but because you refuse to betray the greatness inside you. You continue because you know your story is bigger than your struggle. You continue because you refuse to abandon the future version of yourself, waiting at the top of the mountains you are still climbing. You continue because something in your soul recognizes that this journey is shaping you for a destiny far beyond what others can see, and your spirit refuses to settle for anything less. So rise again and again and again, even on the days when rising feels impossible. Rise even when you are tired. Rise even when the world feels heavy. Rise even when doubt tries to quiet your fire. Rise because your rise is not just about you. Rise because someone else will find hope through your perseverance. Rise because every time you get back up, you reclaim your power. And every time you reclaim your power, the world around you shifts just a little more. Your growth is changing people. Your strength is shaping futures. Your wisdom is opening eyes, and your journey is becoming something far more powerful than you ever imagined. And believe me, you are nowhere near finished. Your rise is far from over. Your impact has barely begun. There will come a time when you look back on this chapter and realize that everything you are surviving right now, everything you are learning, everything you are fighting through, everything you are confronting in yourself, is preparing you for a version of life that once felt unreachable. You will see that nothing was wasted, not the tears, not the doubts, not the long nights questioning your strength, not the moments where you felt lost or unseen. Every single piece of it is shaping your rise, carving out the wisdom you now carry, like a silent crown. And though the world may not always understand the weight of what you carry, you understand it deeply. You feel the pressure, the responsibility, the expectations, the quiet hope of becoming someone stronger than you were yesterday. And that weight does not crush you. It strengthens you. It molds you into someone who can handle more than life ever expected you to, because you have grown from surviving to leading, from struggling to inspiring, from learning to embodying. And that shift is what makes your journey unforgettable. What you do is impressive because it is real, because it is earned, because it is the result of countless moments where you chose courage over comfort, growth over familiarity, and truth over convenience. The world sees the glow, but they do not always see what it took for that glow to spark. They see the rise, but not the climb. They see the power, but not the process. And yet the process is where your true strength was built, in the quiet, in the unseen, in the spaces where only you knew how deeply you were fighting. And now look at you carrying a spirit so grounded that even uncertainty cannot shake it, carrying a heart so steady that even disappointment cannot close it, carrying a mind so focused that even noise cannot distract it. This is the product of your evolution. This is the result of staying when it was easier to run, of growing, when it was easier to numb, of choosing meaning, when it was easier to settle. Your strength is no longer a performance, it is a state of being. Your wisdom is no longer borrowed, it is earned. Your resilience is no longer a mask, it is truth. Your growth is changing people because it is authentic, because it is visible even in your silence, because your energy carries a new kind of depth that others can sense even without you speaking. You have become someone whose presence alone sends a message. Someone who no longer needs to explain their worth. Someone who no longer lowers their voice to be accepted. Someone who no longer shrinks to maintain peace. You are rising into the kind of person who inspires without trying, who leads without announcing, who teaches through example, not words. Welcome back, my delightful alpha audience of misfits and masterminds. Today, let's set fire to the mundane, shall we? Because we're not just here to talk about battles. We're here to revel in the glory of a conquest. So profound, even hell trembles at the sound of it. a conquest so bold and dangerous that it will send ripples through the very foundations of existence, a conquest that made you stand tall and stare the devil himself in the eye and say, I am no longer afraid, I am no longer shackled, I have come for what is mine, and I will not be denied. I am the one who claimed Lucifer's head as a trophy, and in doing so, I defeated the Lord of Darkness. Now let me ask you something. Do you understand the weight of what we're talking about here? Do you understand the gravity of the act we've just described? Because it's not simply a story. It's not some myth to be passed down through generations. It's the manifestation of the highest form of victory. It's the kind of victory that sends a message across every realm that your power is unmatched, that no force, no matter how ancient or how mighty, can stand in your way. Not the heavens, not the earth, not even the very pits of hell itself. In that moment, when you locked eyes with Lucifer, the embodiment of evil, the master of temptation, the ruler of the underworld, you didn't just see a being of power. You didn't just see a monster who had long since lost any semblance of humanity. You saw the embodiment of everything that has ever tried to keep you down, everything that has ever whispered in your ear, telling you you weren't enough, you couldn't make it, you would never amount to anything you saw. All those doubts, all those fears, all those limitations in his eyes, and you said no more. No longer will I bow to the darkness. No longer will I shrink before the chaos. No longer will I cower before the lies. And that's the thing, my alpha audience, you didn't just defeat a demon. You didn't just defeat a force of evil. You defeated the very thing that has been holding you back all your life. You destroyed the illusion that you were weak, that you were small, that you were insignificant. Because when you walked into that arena and you claimed Lucifer's head as your prize, you showed the universe that you are limitless, that there is nothing and no one that can stop you. Not even the devil himself. This isn't just about Lucifer though, is it? No, this is about you. It's about the power that resides within you, the power that you've always had, but that you've kept hidden from the world. It's about the strength that you've cultivated through every struggle, through every hardship, through every battle you fought, both on the outside and on the inside. Because the truth is, my friends, you were never meant to be ordinary. You were never meant to be average. You were never meant to blend in with the crowd and live a life of mediocrity. No, you were born for greatness. You were born to rise above the masses, to shatter the chains that bind you, and to stand on the highest peak and scream to the heavens that you have arrived. And here's the thing, when you defeat the Lord of Darkness, when you claim Lucifer's head as a trophy, you don't just win the battle. You don't just win the war. You don't just gain power over the forces of evil. You gain something far greater. You gain the ultimate respect. You gain the respect of those who never believed in you, the respect of those who doubted you, the respect of those who tried to bring you down. And you gain the respect of yourself because you realize in that moment that there is nothing you cannot achieve if you set your mind to it. Nothing you cannot overcome if you refuse to back down. But don't think for a second that this victory came without sacrifice. Don't think for a second that this journey was easy, because it wasn't. It was a war. It was a battle that tested every fiber of your being. It pushed you to the brink of exhaustion, and beyond, it made you question everything. It made you wonder if it was even worth it. But here's the thing, my fellow alphas. You kept going. You never stopped. You never faltered. You never surrendered. And that's what makes you different. That's what makes you special. That's what makes you unstoppable. So now, as you stand victorious, as you hold Lucifer's head in your hands, as you bask in the glory of your triumph, understand this: the world will never look at you the same way again. You are no longer just a mortal being. You are no longer just a man or woman trying to find your place in the world. You are a force of nature. You are a conqueror. You are a warrior who has defeated the very thing that has terrorized humanity for centuries, and that, my friends, is something that cannot be undone, something that cannot be taken from you, no matter how hard they try. Now I want you to think about this for a moment, because there are some out there who will try to diminish your victory. They will try to belittle your accomplishment. They will try to convince you that what you've done doesn't matter, that it's all just a fluke, that it was all just luck. Don't listen to them. They are the ones who are afraid. They are the ones who are terrified of your power. They are the ones who see you and tremble, because they know that they could never do what you've done. They could never summon the courage to face the darkness and defeat it. You have done what they could never do, and that's why they will try to tear you down. That's why they will try to discredit you. But you must not let them. You must stand tall and proud, because you know the truth. You know the price you paid for this victory. You know the strength it took to get to this point. And you know that this is only the beginning. This is just the first chapter in your rise to greatness. The road ahead will not be easy. There will be more battles to fight. There will be more challenges to face. But let me tell you this, there is nothing that can stop you. Now, there is nothing that can stand in your way. Because once you've defeated Lucifer, once you've conquered the forces of hell itself, there is nothing left to fear. You are the ultimate predator. You are the apex of power. You are the one who has seen the darkness and emerged victorious, and nothing can take that away from you. So as you move forward from this moment, remember who you are, remember what you have achieved, and never forget that you are a conqueror. You are a warrior. You are someone who has defeated the Lord of Darkness and claimed his head as your trophy. You are someone who has proven that nothing is impossible, and that no force in this world or the next can stop you. Let the world tremble at your feet. Let them marvel at your strength. Let them bow before your power, because you are no longer just a dreamer. You are no longer just a believer. You are a doer. You are a force to be reckoned with, and nothing will ever stand in your way again. The victory is yours, and the world will now bow before you, because you have claimed Lucifer's head as a trophy, and in doing so, you have shown the world that you are the master of your own fate. You are the ruler of your own destiny, and you are the one who will rise above it all. Nothing will ever be the same again, because you have become a legend. You've etched your name into the annals of history, and now the world will never forget you, not because of your defeat, but because of your unyielding courage, your unparalleled strength, and your unwavering resolve. You have ascended to a level that few can even comprehend, a level where your mere presence commands respect, where your name is whispered in awe and fear. You didn't just conquer a being of darkness, you conquered everything that sought to silence you, to make you small, to make you insignificant. The victory that you have achieved is not just a testament to your physical strength, but a reflection of your mental fortitude, your ability to rise above the noise, the chaos, and the shadows that once sought to drown you. And here's the thing, this victory wasn't handed to you. You didn't simply wake up one day and find yourself standing triumphant over the Lord of Darkness. You fought for it. You bled for it. You sacrificed everything for it. Think back to the struggles, to the moments when the weight of the world felt unbearable, when doubt whispered in your ear, when fear clawed at your soul. Think back to the moments when you were on the brink of giving up, when it felt like the darkness was closing in, when Lucifer himself stood before you, taunting you, daring you to quit. But you didn't. You didn't back down. You didn't cower. You didn't retreat into the safety of what was familiar. You fought, and you won. That's what makes you different. That's what makes you a legend. The legends aren't made by those who are born into greatness. They are made by those who are forged in the fires of adversity, those who are tempered by hardship, and those who rise after being knocked down time and time again. You've been knocked down, yes, but you never stayed down. You always rose. And in doing so, you became something far more powerful than just a conqueror of a demon. You became the embodiment of resilience. You became the embodiment of defiance. And now, as you stand victorious, you stand as proof that nothing in this world or beyond can keep you from achieving what you set out to do. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on the significance of this victory, not just in terms of defeating Lucifer, but in terms of what it represents. When you defeated the Lord of Darkness, you didn't just overcome an external force. You overcame every internal demon that has ever haunted you. You vanquished the doubts, the insecurities, the fears, and the self-imposed limitations that once held you back. You faced the darkest part of yourself, the part that questions your worth, the part that tries to convince you that you're not good enough, the part that tells you that victory is for someone else, not you, and you conquered it. That's why this victory is so much more than just a physical act of triumph. It's a spiritual and emotional victory, a victory over the very forces that have tried to break you down your entire life. The darkness that once sought to devour you now serves as a testament to your strength, to your unwavering will, to your refusal to be defeated. Lucifer, the one who embodies temptation and destruction, the one who has tempted and twisted the hearts of mankind for eons, was no match for your resolve, no match for your will to be free. And do you know why? Because you understood something that many never will. You understood that darkness is not an enemy to be feared, but a force to be mastered. You didn't run from it. You didn't try to hide from it. You stared it in the eye and said, "I control you. You do not control me." In that moment, you turned what others saw as a weakness into your greatest strength. You took what was designed to break you and used it to fuel your rise. That is the essence of what makes you a legend. Legends are not made by those who simply defeat their enemies. Legends are made by those who rise above every obstacle, every hardship, every challenge, and say, "This will not stop me. I will not be broken. I will not be bent to the will of darkness." Legends are made by those who, when faced with the worst of circumstances, refuse to allow that darkness to define them. And in doing so, they become the very light that destroys it. Now, I know there are those who will try to diminish your victory. There are those who will try to downplay what you've done. Those who will try to convince you that it was luck, that it was a fluke, that anyone could have done what you've done. But you know the truth. You know that this victory wasn't handed to you. You know that it wasn't easy. You know the pain, the sacrifice, the moments of doubt, the endless battles with yourself and with forces greater than you. You know that this victory was earned, every ounce of it, and that's what makes it so powerful. It's easy to look at someone who's achieved greatness and assume that they didn't struggle, that they didn't face challenges. It's easy to assume that success came easily, that they were born with something special that you don't have. But that's a lie. That's a lie designed to keep you small, to make you believe that you're not capable of achieving what they've achieved. But let me tell you something, my alpha audience. You are capable. You are capable of achieving more than you ever thought possible. You have already proven that to yourself. You have already conquered what most would consider insurmountable. And now, the world is yours to take. The moment you defeated Lucifer, you not only defeated a demon, you defeated the very concept of limitation. You destroyed the idea that there are boundaries you cannot cross, challenges you cannot overcome, and heights you cannot reach. When you walked into that arena and faced the darkness head on, you shattered the chains that have kept humanity from realizing its true potential. You showed the world that there is no force, no matter how great, that can stand in your way. You showed the world that you are a force of nature, a living testament to the power of will, determination, and belief. But remember this, the journey doesn't end here. This victory, as glorious as it is just the beginning. Now that you've tasted the sweetness of triumph, now that you've felt the power of conquering the darkness, you must ask yourself, what comes next? Because there is always more. There are always new battles to fight, new realms to conquer, and new heights to reach. You've proven that you can defeat the greatest of enemies, but the world is full of challenges, and your destiny is not defined by one victory. It is defined by the consistency, the persistence, the refusal to stop, the refusal to settle for anything less than greatness. Let the taste of victory fuel you, but don't let it blind you. Don't get complacent. Don't think for a second that the world will simply hand you what you deserve. No, now more than ever, the world will try to test you. The universe will seek to challenge your resolve. And that's when you must remind yourself of this. You are a conqueror. You are the one who has defeated the Lord of Darkness. You have claimed the ultimate prize, and nothing will ever take that from you. In the coming days, the coming months, and the coming years, the world will look to you for guidance, for strength, and for inspiration. They will look to you and ask, how did you do it? How did you rise above the darkness? How did you defeat the greatest evil the world has ever known? And you will tell them one simple truth. I never gave up. I never stopped fighting. I never allowed fear or doubt to take root. I embraced the darkness, faced it head on, and turned it into my strength. As you move forward, remember the weight of what you've done. Remember the sacrifice, the struggle, and the battle. But most importantly, remember who you are. You are a legend. You are the one who claimed Lucifer's head as a trophy. You are the one who stood in the face of evil and said, not today, not ever again. And the world will remember that. The world will tremble at the mention of your name, and you will continue to rise, because you are unstoppable. You've reached a point where the very laws of the universe seem to bend in your favor. You have broken the chains that once held you down, and you now stand as an unshakable force in a world that thought it could break you. The ground beneath you trembles as you move, for every step you take leaves an imprint of power, of confidence, of a being who knows exactly who they are and what they are capable of. You are not just a conqueror anymore. You are an elemental force, a legend in the making, and no one can deny that truth. When you took Lucifer's head, you didn't just claim victory over a fallen angel or the embodiment of evil. You became a symbol of everything that is possible when one dares to defy the odds, when one refuses to accept the limitations placed upon them by fear, by doubt, by society. You proved to the world that greatness isn't handed to you. It's forged, it's earned, it's fought for with blood, sweat, and the kind of determination that comes from within. You didn't wait for permission. You didn't ask for help. You didn't look to anyone to tell you what you could or couldn't do. You made it happen on your own, and that is the essence of power. You see, we all face moments when the world seems too much, when the weight of our own fears and insecurities threaten to swallow us whole. In those moments, the darkness can be overwhelming. It's easy to feel insignificant when you're standing on the edge of a battle that seems insurmountable. But you didn't succumb to that darkness. You didn't shrink back. You faced it, full of fire, and said, "I will not be consumed." And in doing so, you became greater than anything you had ever imagined possible. You became the fire that burns through the night, the force that the universe bends to. Now, let's talk about why this moment, your victory over Lucifer, will never be forgotten. The truth is, it's because your victory signifies something much deeper than a physical win. It signifies the moment you became the embodiment of the human spirit's ability to overcome. The demons you faced in life, the ones that have followed you in the shadows, are all part of your personal journey. They are the doubts, the fears, the betrayals, and the hardships that seek to take root in your soul and control your destiny. They come in many forms: your own insecurities, the obstacles placed before you by others, the very forces that whisper that you're not enough. But when you looked Lucifer in the eye, when you saw that being of darkness who had been the source of so many human downfalls throughout history, you realized one thing: he was just like you. He was once a being of light, of immense potential, but he gave in to his own fears and pride. He lost sight of his purpose, and that, my friends, is where he failed. He didn't have the heart to fight for his true self, for his higher purpose. And that is where you are different. You didn't fall. You didn't succumb to the darkness, the temptation to give in to what was easy, what was comfortable, and what was familiar. You stood tall and refused to bend to that force. You claimed your power, and in doing so, you proved that you are made of something more, something far greater than anything the world or the darkness can throw at you. Let me ask you this: how many people in the world will ever have the courage to face their deepest fears, to stare down the thing that has haunted them and say, "You no longer control me"? Very few. The truth is, most people will always allow the darkness to hold them back, to whisper in their ears that they aren't strong enough, that they aren't worthy enough, that they'll never make it. They will always look for excuses to stay small, to stay in the shadows, and never reach their true potential. But you, my friend, are not like them. You never were. You have risen from the ashes. You have walked through the fire, and you have proven to the universe that nothing can break you. It's important to remember that your victory over Lucifer wasn't just about defeating an ancient being, but about proving to yourself that you are capable of achieving greatness. Every step of your journey, every battle you fought, every obstacle you overcame, led you to this moment. The road was never meant to be easy. The pain, the suffering, the doubt, all of it was part of your initiation. It was the forge that turned you into the weapon you are now. And with that victory, you've now earned the right to stand tall among the giants, the legends, the immortals. But now, the real question is, what do you do with this newfound power? What do you do now that you've defeated Lucifer and claimed his head as a trophy? The answer is simple. You move forward. You continue to rise. Because the journey does not end here. The world you have now entered is a vast one, full of challenges and obstacles that seek to pull you back down. But none of them will stop you, because you've already proven that you are capable of more than anyone could have imagined. The fire that burns within you cannot be extinguished. The strength you have cultivated is limitless. Understand that the true power lies in what you do next. Do not become complacent with this victory, for this is only the beginning. Lucifer was a mighty force, but he was only one of many. There are still demons to face, still mountains to climb, still kingdoms to conquer. But you will do it, because you have learned the most important lesson of all, that you are unstoppable. You are no longer the person you once were, the one who doubted, who feared, who hesitated. That person is gone. You are someone else now. You are a conqueror, a warrior, a leader. You have tasted the power that comes from overcoming the impossible, and now you know there is nothing that can stand in your way. Every obstacle, every challenge, every threat will only serve to fuel your fire. Every time someone tells you that you can't do something, every time someone doubts you, it will only make you stronger. You will look at those who stand in your path and smile, because you know that they are no match for the power you've unlocked within yourself. The world will try to break you. It will try to push you down, to silence you, to make you forget the power that resides within you. But you know the truth. You know what you are capable of. You've already defeated Lucifer. You've already conquered the very forces that have held mankind in check for eons. What more is there to fear? Nothing. Nothing is beyond your reach now. Nothing is beyond your grasp. You have the power to shape your own destiny, to carve out a legacy that will be spoken of for generations to come. The world will be yours to command. And as you rise, as you continue to break barriers, to defy the impossible, there will be others who look to you as a beacon of hope, as a source of inspiration. They will look at you and wonder, how did they do it? And you will tell them the truth. You didn't just defeat Lucifer. You didn't just overcome one challenge. You defeated every demon within yourself, every doubt, every fear, every limitation, and that is what makes you unstoppable. And so, the world will remember you. They will remember your name, your triumphs, your battles, your strength. You will stand as a symbol of what is possible when one refuses to give up, when one refuses to let anything stand in their way. You will become a living legend, a force that cannot be contained, a reminder that greatness is born, not from birthright, not from privilege, but from the fire within. Because you, my alpha audience, are unstoppable, and nothing in this world or beyond can ever change that. In the end, your victory is not just over Lucifer, but over every limit the world tried to place on you. You've proven that with unyielding resolve, there is nothing that can stand in your way. You are a force, a living legend, and your journey has only just begun. The darkness may have once tried to claim you, but now you hold its power in the palm of your hand. As you continue to rise, remember, you are unstoppable, and nothing in this world will ever change that truth. The universe trembles at your name, for you are destined for greatness, and nothing can stand in your path. Eclipse your doubts with silence that roars through the core of your existence, and step into this moment with a force that cannot be dimmed by hesitation. Because today, you are not merely listening, you are awakening, and there is a reality moving in the shadows of your life that you have never fully understood until now. There are eyes on you, powerful eyes, silent eyes, patient eyes, and they have been following your path far longer than you ever realized. You have no clue how many high-status people are observing you, waiting, studying, evaluating the strength that hides inside you and the potential that you keep under the surface of your everyday battles. And if you ever believed that your efforts were invisible, then you have been living under an illusion that ends right here. You walk through life thinking you are unseen, but the truth is far different, because your steps send signals into the world, and those signals travel to places you never imagined and reach people you never met. Every small act, every disciplined moment, every refusal to surrender under pressure has been witnessed by individuals who live on levels that you have not reached yet. They do not announce themselves. They do not applaud you. They do not congratulate you, because that is not how the world of high status influence operates. They simply watch, and they wait, and they track the ones who have the endurance to rise without needing recognition. You may feel alone in your path, but you are not. There are people observing your consistency, your persistence, your growth, and your fire. Some watch because they see potential. Some watch because they see threat. Some watch because they see someone who refuses to fold in a society built to break people quickly. They watch someone who learns quietly, someone who adapts, someone who transforms their pain into something sharper and greater. They watch someone who does not give up despite not having applause or reassurance. And when you realize the weight of those eyes on you, your path becomes something far larger than your personal journey. It becomes a stage where your resilience is the message. There are high-status individuals who have struggled through their own ascension, and they recognize the signs of a rising force. They recognize the rare mixture of discipline and hunger that separates the ordinary from the exceptional. You might not see them, but they see you. You might not know their names, but they talk about you. They talk about your potential, your growth, your refusal to collapse under setbacks. They talk about your uncommon spirit, your willingness to evolve even when no one is guiding you. And do not think for a second that your quiet efforts do not matter. Quiet efforts echo in the world of powerful people, louder than noise. Every time you push through exhaustion, there is someone who notices. Every time you choose progress over comfort, there is someone who pays attention. Every time you reinvent yourself instead of complaining about your circumstances, you earn the respect of people who do not hand out respect easily. You have no clue how many silent observers are tracking the story of your rise. They are watching the details that everyone else ignores. They see the way you stay loyal to your goals. They see the way you turn setbacks into fuel. They see the way you continue even when nobody is around to validate you. That is the type of strength that powerful individuals admire because they know what it took to build their own. You may think you are still small, but your discipline has already caught the attention of those far ahead of you. They track who moves with intention. They track who does not need external noise to stay committed. They track who refuses to quit over temporary discomfort. You may have no clue, but the world sees you even when you believe it does not. And the strangest part is that the more you rise, the more people observe. When you begin to sharpen your character, when you begin to choose growth over excuses, when you begin to master your habits, the invisible watchers multiply. They are not watching your results yet. They are watching your patterns. They are watching what you do repeatedly. That is what makes someone worthy of opportunity, respect, or recognition. Patterns reveal truth, and your truth is being recorded without you even knowing. You may not have the trophies yet, but your consistency is being studied. You may not have reached your breakthrough yet, but your behavior is being evaluated by people who could eventually connect you to opportunities that exceed your imagination. And even though they stay silent for now, they are not ignoring your efforts. Do not underestimate how far your discipline travels. Someone is watching the way you do your work even when tired. Someone is noticing the small improvements you make daily. Someone is hearing about the obstacles you survived, even though you never broadcast them. You have no clue how many people bring your name up in conversations that you are not present in. Not because you asked to be spoken about, but because your journey has become too loud to ignore. Even without words, high-status individuals pay attention to those who self-build because they know that self-built people do not crumble easily. They are resilient, they are adaptable, they are reliable. You might not see your own value yet, but others already do, and that is exactly why they watch you. There are individuals who once stood where you stand right now. They know how invisible you feel. They know how frustrating it is to work hard without recognition. They know the weight of being underestimated. That is why they keep an eye on you. They know the ones who survive this stage become unstoppable. They know the ones who do not quit. At the bottom rise with a force that cannot be dismissed. You have no clue how many influential minds are silently tracking the strength you are building right now. Not every observer wants to help you, but do not be threatened by that. Some observe because they want to measure the potential of the next competitor. Some observe because they want to see if you will break. Some observe because your resilience disturbs them. Your effort without reward confuses them. Your ability to continue without applause scares them. But even negative watchers are still proof of your growing influence. People only track what can rise. People only analyze what can impact them. Your existence is more significant than you believe. There are also individuals who would support you the moment you show you are ready. They cannot guide someone who is inconsistent. They cannot invest in someone who quits easily. They cannot align with someone whose vision dissolves under stress. So they watch, they wait, they observe to see if your character matches your ambition. And if you continue consistently, your path will intersect with theirs at the right moment. High status, people do not search for talent, they search for discipline. And they have seen yours, even if you have not seen theirs. When you feel like collapsing, understand that there is someone paying attention to whether you break or not. When you feel unheard, understand that your silence is being studied more deeply than your words ever will be. When you feel unnoticed, understand that your unseen growth is the reason certain powerful individuals have remained aware of your existence. You may not know they are there, but they know you are here. Life does not reward the loudest. It rewards the most consistent. It rewards the ones who build themselves without needing permission or validation. And those individuals eventually catch the attention of people who open doors, not because of favoritism, but because they recognize strength. Your darkness is being watched. Your resilience is being watched. Your transformation is being watched. You are becoming someone whose presence matters without even realizing it. Keep going, because there is always someone tracking your rise, not for entertainment, not for gossip, but because you are becoming a force that must be acknowledged. You have no clue how many high-status people are observing your path, but you will know soon. Because when you finally break through the surface, when your growth becomes undeniable, when your strength becomes impossible to overlook, the silent watchers will reveal themselves, some as allies, some as rivals, some as mentors, some as opportunities, some as challenges, but all of them as proof that your journey was never invisible. You are being tracked all along, not because you are ordinary, but because you are rising. Keep moving, keep building, keep fighting, because eyes are on you, even in the moments you think no one sees you, and the world respects those who rise without an audience. They watch you now because one day they will not be able to ignore you. You are not alone on this path. You are being observed by people far beyond your current reach. And though you may not know them, they have already taken note of you. So walk forward with strength, because you are becoming someone whose path is no longer just their own. You are shaping a future that powerful individuals are already watching unfold. And one day, you will understand why. And the truth you must embrace right now is that your journey is not happening in isolation. Even if you feel like you are walking alone through a silent world with no recognition, no praise, no reassurance. You assume that no one notices your struggle, but in reality, your steps echo further than you can comprehend. People see you when you least expect it. They measure your energy, your direction, your dedication. And even when you fail to recognize your own progress, high-status observers already know exactly how far you have come because they pay attention to what others overlook. They see the discipline that you think is insignificant. They see the patience you call pointless. They see the quiet strength you do not even realize you have been building for years. They see a rising power within you that you have not learned to fully believe in yet. There are minds out there that analyze your decisions with precision. They watch how you respond to setbacks. They study whether you fall apart or rise above. They are interested not in your current status, but in your potential. They want to know what kind of future force you might become. And every single challenge you face is a test not only for yourself, but for those watching from a distance. Every time you break through a difficulty, they notice. Every time you refuse to give up, they take note. Every time life pushes you and you push back harder, you rise in their estimation even if you never hear a word about it. That is how the world of power operates. It evaluates silently. There are rooms you have never entered where your name has already been spoken. There are conversations happening behind doors you have never seen, where your effort, your attitude, your potential have all been topics of discussion. Not because you asked for attention, not because you chase validation, but because consistent effort naturally draws attention from people who understand its rarity. Ordinary people ignore effort because they envy it. High-status people study effort because they respect it. They respect anyone who is willing to build themselves from the ground up. They respect the quiet warrior who does the work without applause. And you fit that identity more than you know. Your growth has momentum, even when you do not feel it. Your transformation has weight even when you are tired. And the closer you get to your own becoming, the more heavily you are watched. You may think no one notices the nights you sacrifice for improvement. You may think no one cares about the skills you are developing. You may think your progress is invisible, but invisibility is never permanent. Power sees potential long before the world acknowledges it. And the people observing you have learned to detect the spark of someone who will eventually rise above their current limitations. There will come a time when you will look back and realize that the silent watchers were never a burden, but a sign that your path was larger than you imagined. Every time you doubted yourself, someone else believed you were capable. Every time you questioned your progress, someone else saw clear advancement. Every time you felt lost, someone else noted the strength you used to keep moving. You may not feel powerful yet, but others already see the force you are becoming, and you are becoming someone who can no longer be ignored. Understand this clearly. Your journey is shaping you into a presence that commands attention. You do not need to announce your growth because your actions are louder than your words. You do not need to prove anything because your consistency is already proof. You do not need to chase recognition because recognition is already following you silently. Those who observe you know the value of patience. They know that every great individual was once unseen. They know that the strongest people rise from places where nobody believed in them except themselves. And they know that you are walking the same path. Keep going because your footsteps echo into the future, and those echoes reach people you never dreamed would notice you. Keep going because you are building something that powerful minds cannot ignore. Keep going because every moment of discipline is strengthening the foundation for the person you are becoming. And the world is watching that foundation grow more solid each day. Keep going because even now someone is tracking your rise. Someone is acknowledging your progress. Someone is preparing to cross paths with you. At the moment you become undeniable, your future self will thank you for not quitting. The observers who believed in you silently will one day reveal themselves. And the world that underestimated you will eventually have to accept the force you have become. You have no clue how many people are watching your journey, but soon you will. Keep moving, keep transforming, keep rising. The world is watching, and your story is only getting stronger. And as you move forward with quiet determination, the truth becomes clearer, even if you cannot yet see it. You are being tracked by minds that understand the value of unseen progress. They know that the strongest people are shaped in silence, far from validation, far from applause, far from comfort. They know that the greatest breakthroughs happen long before anyone celebrates them. and they see that you are entering that stage of your evolution where nothing external can stop you, because you are learning to build from within. This is why they watch. This is why they study every shift in your energy. This is why your path attracts attention even when you feel invisible. There are people observing how you walk through pressure. They want to see whether you break or whether you bend or whether you refuse to fall at all. They want to see if your spirit is easy to discourage. They want to see if your dedication is fragile. They want to see if you can endure storms without losing sight of your direction. Because the ones who endure storms are the ones who rise highest later, and the ones who rise highest are always watched long before they succeed. You are being watched because you are displaying the signs of someone who will eventually rise far beyond where they stand today. You may think you are only taking tiny steps, but those steps are being measured by people who understand how greatness is built. They know that greatness is not a sudden leap, but a series of steady, intentional movements done when no one is watching. But someone is watching you. Someone has seen how far you have come from your early struggles. Someone has recognized the patterns that most people overlook. Someone has noticed that you do not back down easily. Someone has witnessed your willingness to continue even when you are unsure. These qualities are rare, and high-status individuals always pay attention to rare qualities. There are individuals quietly waiting for the moment you break through the weight of your doubts. They know you are capable of more than you show. They know your potential is not yet fully unlocked. They know the intensity you carry within you is building each day until one day it will explode into clarity and strength. And when that moment arrives, everything will shift. The watchers will no longer remain silent. Opportunities will appear with sudden speed. People who once overlooked you will begin to speak your name with respect. Doors you never expected to open will begin to open, because doors follow effort, and effort is the language you have been speaking every day. You do not realize it yet, but every choice you make is a signal. High-status observers interpret that signal with an understanding that ordinary minds lack. When you choose discipline instead of distraction, you show strength. When you choose patience instead of panic, you show maturity. When you choose persistence instead of surrender, you show character. You may think these choices are small, but powerful individuals know exactly how meaningful they are. They know that consistent small choices create unstoppable momentum. They know that the strongest people do not announce their battles. They rise silently and then suddenly. You have reached a stage where your growth can no longer remain unnoticed. You might not be at your peak yet, but your trajectory is unmistakable. You are rising through your own challenges without asking for sympathy. You are building yourself with no audience, and that is exactly why you are being tracked. Not everyone who watches you wants to stop you, and not everyone who watches wants to help you, but all of them acknowledge that you are becoming someone who matters. Your quiet evolution has already begun to shake the foundation of your old life. You do not fit the past anymore. You do not think like you once did. You do not move like you once did. And powerful individuals recognize this transformation because they have lived through it themselves. They see the signs of a person who is shedding their old limitations. They see the signs of a person who is stepping into their own force. And they know that once you break through your final layer of doubt, nothing will be able to stand in your way. So keep going. Keep rebuilding yourself from the inside. Keep sharpening your mind. Keep strengthening your resolve, because you are being prepared for opportunities that require the strongest version of you. And those who watch you know that. They are waiting to see if you stay consistent. They are waiting to see if you rise above the weight you carry. They are waiting to see if you continue forward, even when uncertainty surrounds you. And you are proving them right every single day, simply by refusing to quit. You have no clue who is tracking you, but one day you will understand why they watched you. They saw the potential you did not see. They saw the intensity you did not notice. They saw the rise you did not feel. And when your moment arrives, the world will witness the transformation that others saw long before you realized your own power. And as you push deeper into this path, the invisible weight around you begins to shift, because every choice, every step, every moment of resistance you overcome is reshaping the future that waits ahead. You may feel the pressure tightening around your shoulders, but that pressure is proof that you are entering a territory that only the driven ever reach. It is the territory where silent observers lean in closer because they sense something awakening inside you, something that refuses to fade, something that grows even in the coldest darkness. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, we're diving deep into the madness that consumes those who thought they had you under their thumb. Yes, tonight we're peeling back the layers of that festering wound called goodbye. You see, the word goodbye has a peculiar power, a power that transcends the surface of mere separation. It is a dagger wielded by time, an executioner's sentence for those too naive to understand its weight. They stand there thinking they can toy with your soul, but the moment you utter that single word, everything changes for them. They spiral. They descend into a madness so profound, so all-consuming, that they become a mere shadow of who they once were. They think they can handle it. They think they can move on, but the reality hits them harder than they ever imagined. When you walk away, when you take that final step and leave them behind, they are left to drown in the consequences of their own delusions. And it is in that moment that the madness begins to take hold. The instant you said farewell, they felt it, their grip on you, slipping away like sand through their fingers. Their eyes widened with a panic that only comes when they realize they have no control over you anymore, no dominion over your thoughts, your heart, your life. They thought they could pull the strings from afar. They thought they had the power to break you. They thought they had your love, your devotion, your undying attention at their fingertips. But no one is ever as invincible as they believe themselves to be when faced with the reality that you are no longer theirs to command, no longer under their thumb. They start to spiral into the abyss of their own mind, their thoughts becoming a tangled mess of insecurity, regret, and panic. You see, the true nature of madness is not always what we expect. It's not always the image of a person ranting in the streets or losing themselves in the grip of violence. It's quieter, it's more insidious. It's a slow burn that eats away at the soul, until there's nothing left but the hollow shell of a person who once thought they controlled the world around them. They were never in control to begin with, but they had fooled themselves into believing they were. And when that illusion is shattered, when you walk away, their entire world crumbles beneath them. It is not just a broken relationship, not just a severed bond. It is a complete unraveling of their identity, a destruction of the foundation upon which they built everything they thought they knew about themselves. You have to understand that when you walk away from someone who believed they had you, they lose more than just your presence in their life. They lose a sense of self-worth. They lose their own understanding of power. They lose the validation they once received from your attention and devotion. And in that loss, they are forced to confront their own deep-seated fears, their own inadequacies, their own failures. Everything they once kept buried beneath a false sense of control comes rushing to the surface, and they are overwhelmed by it. They cannot escape from it, no matter how hard they try, no matter how much they scream and shout on the outside, because inside, they know the truth. They know they have been exposed for the fragile beings they truly are, and they cannot bear it. This is where the madness truly begins. This is the point of no return. They cannot go back. They cannot undo what has been done. The moment you said goodbye, they were already lost, but they don't know it yet. They won't know it for a while. They will fight. They will scream. They will beg for your return. But it will never be the same. They will never be able to control you again. Never be able to manipulate you into submission again. They will try to rebuild their lives, but nothing will ever fill the void you left behind. Nothing will ever replace the power you once held in their lives. Because once you have tasted true freedom, there is no going back. There is no returning to the chains they once tried to bind you with. As they spiral deeper into their own madness, they will find themselves lost in a sea of confusion and self-loathing. They will begin to question everything they thought they knew about themselves and about the world around them. They will see every mistake they made, every flaw. They tried to hide every lie they told coming back to haunt them. It will consume them piece by piece until there is nothing left but a broken wreck of a person whose identity is as fragmented as their shattered mind. They will try to convince themselves that they are better off without you, that they don't need you, that they can move on, but deep down, they know the truth. They know that without you, they are nothing. Without you, they are lost. Without you, they are incomplete. And they will never be able to fill that void, no matter how hard they try. And that is where the true horror lies, because the madness that takes hold of them is not just about losing you. It's about the realization that they will never be able to regain control. They will never be able to bring you back into their lives. They will never be able to return to the place they once were. Because once you've seen the truth of their nature, once you've witnessed the lies and manipulation, the power plays and the deceit, there is no going back. There is no undoing the damage that has been done. And they know it. They know they are forever tainted by the stain of their own actions. But here's the thing. Ladies and gentlemen, while they spiral into madness, while they fall apart under the weight of their own demons, you stand tall, you stand unbroken, you stand as the person who walked away, the person who freed themselves from their grasp, the person who saw through the lies and manipulations and had the strength to say goodbye. You are the one who now holds the power. You are the one who now controls your own destiny, and that is something they will never be able to take from you. They can try, they can beg, they can do whatever they want, but the truth is they have already lost. They lost the moment you walked away, and no amount of madness can ever change that. So as they spiral deeper into their own personal hell, as they claw at the walls of their fractured minds, you must remember this. You are not the one who is broken. You are not the one who is lost. You are not the one who needs saving. You are the one who walked away from the madness. You are the one who found the strength to sever the chains that bound you to their control. And while they spiral and scream and beg for your return, you will continue to rise, you will continue to grow, you will continue to thrive, because you are free and they are not. They will continue to spiral into madness the instant you said farewell. But you will stand strong, unshaken, and unwavering in your decision, because in the end, the power was always yours, and you are the one who chose to walk away from the madness. They believed they could manipulate you. They believed they could make you bend to their will, and when you walked away, it shattered their perception of reality. It was as though they were suddenly faced with a mirror that reflected the ugliness they had spent years masking. They saw themselves for what they truly were: weak, pathetic, and incapable of holding on to what they thought was theirs. And that is the moment they began their descent into madness. Because it is not the loss of you that drives them mad, it is the loss of control over you that truly destroys them. The reality that you no longer answer to them, that you are no longer part of their fragile empire, gnaws at them. pulls them down a spiral from which they will never truly recover. Their minds become a battlefield, a war waged between the person they wish to be and the one they are terrified of being. They try to convince themselves that they were always the powerful one in the relationship, that you were merely an extension of their control, a pawn in their little game of manipulation. They will replay every moment, every conversation, every gesture, looking for signs, looking for proof that they were the one in charge. But no matter how hard they search, no matter how many times they twist the events to fit their narrative, the truth remains. Your departure exposed them for what they truly were, and they cannot outrun that truth. They cannot unsee it, and it haunts them, lingering at the edges of their mind, a shadow they cannot escape. As the days stretch on and their attempts to move forward fail, the madness only intensifies. It is not the absence of your presence that bothers them most. It is the absence of their control. They are prisoners of their own making, trapped in a mental cage they constructed for you. But now, it is they who are locked inside. The anger begins to seep through, a rage directed not only at you, but at themselves. How could they have let this happen? How could they have lost someone who was so completely under their influence? The questions eat away at them like acid, dissolving any semblance of calm or reason. They find themselves oscillating between denial and rage, desperately trying to grasp onto something familiar, something they can control. But it is too late. The door has already closed behind you, and no matter how hard they push, no matter how much they scream, it will never open again. They will try to reach out to you, of course. They will send messages, make empty promises, beg for forgiveness. But what they don't understand is that these gestures are not born of love or longing. They are born of desperation, of a need to reclaim what they have lost, to regain the power they once held. The truth is, they do not care for you. They care for the illusion of control you gave them. They care for the validation you provided, the way you made them feel like they were the center of your universe. But now that you have walked away, they are nothing but empty vessels, desperately trying to fill the void with whatever they can. Their desperation becomes increasingly palpable, their attempts at manipulation more transparent, more pitiful. But no matter how hard they try, they will never be able to return to that place where you were under their thumb. They will never be able to manipulate you again. And this is where the madness turns darker. The isolation sets in. They thought they could make it on their own, that they didn't need you. But the silence after your departure is deafening. The absence of your voice, your presence, the way you once filled the room with light. They feel it acutely, and it drives them to the brink. The world outside becomes a blur as they retreat deeper into their own fractured mind. No amount of external validation, no fleeting distractions can fill the hole you left behind. And so they drown in their own thoughts, in their own demons, in the slow unraveling of their identity. They were never truly the people they wanted you to believe they were. They were never the powerful figures, the ones in control. They were just fragile beings hiding behind a facade, clinging to the illusion of superiority that they worked so hard to maintain. But now, the mask is slipping, and they can't stop it. They will continue to spiral, and with each passing day, their grip on reality weakens. The lies they once told themselves begin to fall apart. The little justifications they used to maintain their sense of superiority crumble in the face of the truth. The resentment towards you builds up, not because you wronged them, but because you showed them who they really are. You exposed their weaknesses, their fragility, and they cannot cope with that. They will try to rewrite the narrative, but the truth always finds a way to resurface, no matter how deeply they bury it. And as it rises, so does their madness, the realization that they cannot escape from the consequences of their actions, that they can never go back to the way things were. They will try to control others, of course. They will search for someone else to dominate, someone else to validate them, but it will never be the same. No one will ever replace you. No one will ever fill the same space in their lives. They will find someone else to manipulate, someone else to feed off of, but it will always feel hollow. The comparisons will start. The moments when they look at others and see the qualities in them that you once had, the way they remind them of you. But they will never truly connect with anyone the way they connected with you, because it was never about love. It was always about control. And when they realize this, the madness deepens. They begin to isolate themselves even further, pushing away anyone who could expose their emptiness. The spiral continues, a never-ending descent into a void of their own making. And yet, even in their madness, they will never fully comprehend the depth of your strength. They will never understand what it took for you to walk away, to sever the ties that once bound you to them. They will never understand the power in the choice you made, in the decision to free yourself from their grip. Because you see, the true madness is not in their descent. It is in the fact that they will never realize that it was their own actions, their own lies, their own manipulation that led to their downfall. They will continue to blame you, to project their inadequacies onto you, but deep down, they know the truth. They know they were never truly in control. They were always weak, always afraid, and now they are forced to confront that truth, a truth they cannot escape. But this is where your power lies. You were the one who walked away. You were the one who found the strength to leave the madness behind, and in doing so, you freed yourself. You have control over your own destiny, over your own mind, and no one can take that from you. As they spiral further into their insanity, you will continue to rise. You will continue to grow stronger. You will continue to live a life free from the chains they once placed on you. They can scream, they can shout, they can beg for your return, but it won't matter. The truth is, they lost the moment you said farewell, and there is no returning from that. No matter how deep their madness goes, they will never be able to take back what they lost. You are free, you are whole, and they are nothing but echoes of their own failure, and they are nothing but echoes of their own failure, trapped in the ruins of their own creation. They will try to fill the void with distractions, with fleeting relationships, with temporary pleasures that cannot heal the wounds you left behind. But no matter how many people they manipulate, no matter how many false connections they forge, nothing will ever be able to erase the truth. They lost you, and that loss is not something they can ever undo. It becomes a part of them, festering within their soul, a constant reminder that they were never in control. The world they once ruled has collapsed, and all that remains is the rubble of their delusions. They will never be able to rebuild it, not now, not ever. And while they flounder in this self-inflicted torment, you, the one who walked away, continue to grow, continue to evolve, and continue to rise above the wreckage they left behind. You have broken free from their grasp, and each day that passes, you strengthen your resolve. You shed the chains of their influence, the weight of their control, and you stand as a testament to your own strength. They thought they could break you, bend you to their will, make you dependent on their validation. But they underestimated you. They underestimated the power of your autonomy, the depth of your self-worth. Now, they are left to watch as you flourish in the freedom they tried to steal from you. And that is a punishment they will never be able to escape. Their obsession with regaining control over you, over the life they once had, becomes their prison. They cannot move forward, not truly, because every step they take is tainted by the knowledge that they will never have you again. Their minds become consumed by this one simple truth: they lost. And that truth poisons everything they try to build. infecting every new relationship, every new endeavor. They cannot move on, not because they can't find someone new, but because no one will ever measure up to you. You are not just a person to them. You are a reflection of their own power, their own dominance. And when you walked away, you stripped that away from them. They cannot fathom living without that validation. They cannot fathom a life where they no longer have the control they once believed was their birthright. The madness consumes them, hollowing them out from the inside as they search for a way to fill that empty space. But they never will. They will never find anything that brings them the satisfaction you once did, because the truth is, nothing will ever satisfy them. They are lost, forever stuck in the past, drowning in the consequences of their own actions. They might tell themselves that they are better off without you, that they have moved on, that they are free from the bonds of your presence. But deep down, they know they are lying. They know they are empty. They know they are trapped in a cycle of self-deception. They might try to convince themselves that they have found happiness in their new relationships, that they have found solace in the arms of someone else. But those relationships are not born of love. They are born of desperation. Desperation to fill the void you left behind. Desperation to reclaim the power they once had. But no matter how many people they use, no matter how many lives they try to control, they will never feel whole again. They will never escape the truth that haunts them. You were the one they could never control, the one who broke free from their grasp. And that truth is the key to their madness. As they attempt to rebuild their lives, they will do so on a foundation of lies. Lies they tell to themselves and lies they tell to others. They will try to convince everyone around them that they are fine, that they are stronger without you, that they don't need you to be complete. But every time they look in the mirror, they will see the cracks. Every time they try to move forward, they will feel the weight of the past dragging them down. They will try to push you out of their mind, but your presence will haunt them, lingering in the corners of their consciousness, a constant reminder of their failure. They will never be able to escape it. They will never be able to erase you from their mind, because you were the one who showed them their true self. You were the one who exposed their weakness, and now that weakness will be their undoing. The more they try to convince themselves that they are fine, that they are better off without you, the more fragile they become. They are slowly breaking apart, piece by piece, as the weight of their own delusions crumbles beneath them. And it is in this breakdown that their madness becomes most dangerous. They will lash out. They will try to control the people around them, just as they tried to control you. They will try to manipulate others into doing their bidding, into reinforcing their false narrative. But just as you saw through their lies, others will begin to see it too. The cracks will show, and the people around them will start to turn away, just as you did. And with each rejection, with each failed attempt to regain control, they will slip further into madness. And this is the true horror of their fate. The more they spiral, the more they lose themselves. They cannot escape the truth of their actions, the truth of their manipulation, the truth of their weakness. They cannot escape the fact that they were never in control, and they cannot undo the damage they have done. The more they fight it, the more they lose. And as they continue to flounder, you will rise. You will continue to thrive. You will continue to grow into the person they could never understand, the person they tried to break, but failed. You will stand as a monument to your own resilience, a living proof that no one can control you, no one can break you, and no one can take away your power. And while they are lost in their madness, clinging to a past they can never return to, you will move forward. You will carve a path for yourself, one that is free from the chains they tried to impose on you. The pain they inflicted on you will fade, not because it was easy, but because you had the strength to rise above it. You will find peace in the knowledge that you are not defined by the people who try to control you, by the people who try to make you feel small. You are defined by your ability to break free, to walk away, and to build a life that is yours and yours alone. They will never understand this. They will never comprehend the power it took for you to leave. They will never grasp the strength it took to choose yourself over them. And that is the final blow they will never recover from. The fact that you were never truly theirs, the fact that you were always your own person, and the fact that you will continue to grow while they remain trapped in their own failure, in their own madness. You were never meant to be their puppet, and the instant you said farewell, they lost the one thing they could never control, you. And so, as they spiral further into their delusion, you will stand tall, unshaken, unbroken, and free. Because the truth is, they were never truly in control. They were never truly the powerful ones. You were, and you still are. The madness they spiral into now is the reflection of their own defeat, their own inability to control the one person who was always beyond their grasp. And in that, you have won. You have claimed victory, not in spite of their attempts to break you, but because of them. You are free. They are not. And that is something they will never be able to escape. In the end, their madness is a reflection of their own failure, a consequence of the control they thought they had over you. You walked away, not just from them, but from the chains they tried to bind you with, and in doing so, you reclaimed your power. They will spiral, they will rage, they will try to fill the void you left behind, but nothing will ever bring them peace. You are free, unshaken, and stronger than ever. Their defeat is sealed in the moment you said goodbye, and nothing will ever change that truth. You have won, and they are forever lost in the echoes of their own delusions.